And we're recording. There it is. What's up, everybody? It's SoCal Honey Badger chilling with your dudes.
Yo, what is going on, everybody?
What's
It's
up,
Dave.
everyone?
So we got Just Dave and Ryan Stone back, and there's a lot. We were kind of rapping before the show during the sound test about a whole lot of news going on in wrestling. And
Oh yeah.
what topic did you guys want to cover first? You guys were on Cody Rhodes when we were right before we went live.
I think
yeah,
we should start with Ring of Honor, to be honest.
Okay.
Hey, I'm cool with that.
That's the biggest thing to come out this week, in my
biggest
opinion.
news.
Right,
yeah,
right.
definitely.
So just
What do you guys think about it? It's insane.
Well, to recap, just for people just not knowing, AEW basically bought Ring of Honor. That's the big and small of it. Tony Khan bought that shit and announced it on Dynamite last night. All right, opinions, let's go.
I think it's a great thing.
It's big, dude. The big news on their end for sure.
All right.
It's going to be interesting because I'm really excited to see how they utilize the footage. I mean, they've got, I don't know, what, 20-something wrestlers probably that were all ex-Ring of Honor, so they got all the footage from the Ring of Honor. Like Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks.
Yeah, I heard they got like all of it, like the whole library, like from every Ring of Honor show. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, from the beginning, and they got all their production equipment and all of that. So I wonder how they're going to plan this. Like we were mentioning before going live or starting recording, that is, that, you know, it would probably like their developmental, like their NXT. It would maybe replace, instead of having, you know, doing these dark matches for developmental, they're going to use Ring of Honor for developmental. I think that would be really cool. It just depends on how they want to do it. And I think they could have a totally different style to it. Maybe tape those shows at the Universal where they're doing the dark tapings currently and utilizing Ring of Honor there. And then still doing your dark tapings before Dynamite or Rampage.
See,
I could definitely see a lot of AEW fans shifting towards that for sure.
Sure.
I'm like on the opposite end, man. I'm actually not really too happy about it. Just because, yeah, okay, in a sense, Ring of Honor isn't dying, but actually it is. Like, it's not Ring of Honor. AEW is expanding. AEW is growing, and they're going to get a whole bunch of stuff. But Ring of Honor, as we knew it, I mean, it's not going to be the same Ring of Honor. It's not the same people running it. It's not the same vision. We don't know what Tony Khan wants the vision for it. And, like, that to me kind of sucks. I mean, a lot of people are looking at it like, oh, Ring of Honor's not dying. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Like, that it's dead now. This is like AEW developmental or whatever. This is going to be like, you know, another YouTube show or another Dynamite. It's not going to be another promotion.
Right.
Like another promotion.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but in my opinion, Ring of Honor died when Kerry Silkin had to sell it to Sinclair Broadcasting.
Yeah.
That to me is when that vision of Ring of Honor was gone.
Right.
You know, you went from, you had Kerry Silkin running it, and then you had your different bookers behind it, whether it was, you know, Delirious, Adam Pearce, Gabe Sapolsky, and those guys. I mean, I know Delirious still booked it under the Sinclair, but it wasn't the same ownership. Even Colt Cabana was like, I had to wear, you know, they had dress codes at one point.
Oh.
You know, and that's one of the reasons he left, was it was just like, it wasn't what I wanted it to be for Ring of Honor. I think the Ring of Honor, like if you go back and watch the first show that Tony Khan referenced in his promo last night, The Era of Honor Begins, if you go back and watch that show, man, Ring of Honor is different compared to now. Sure, it evolved throughout the years when you had your Samoa Joes, your CM Punks, but it was still that same feeling from that first show. It went corporate once Sinclair bought in.
Yeah. And that's like, I don't know, man. I'm not excited to see another promotion die. Like, I mean, in the sense, like, yeah, okay, the original Ring of Honor feel has been gone for a while, but to me, it's just there's another promotion dead. Like what? And it's Ring of Honor too. Like, holy shit, who are they? Survived so much.
Ring of Honor, yeah, they've gone like so many years around. It's crazy, honestly.
20 years. It was like 20 years a week ago was their first show.
Wow.
Because, man, Ring of Honor's kind of close to my heart since, like, at that time when the Ring of Honor came up, they were the replacement to ECW, and they were the brand of ECW that I loved. Because when ECW
Sure.
folded, it went in two directions: Ring of Honor and CZW. And CZW was the blood stuff, and then Ring of Honor was the RVD versus Jerry Lynn stuff. And that's what I liked, was the RVD versus Jerry Lynn, Guerrero Malenko, Chris Jericho stuff, the luchadors. That was what I loved about ECW. So Ring of Honor being a promotion that was just that shit, like that was the thing for me. And so it's just kind of sad, like, man, the era really is over. Like, it used to be kind of a kinship, like people that also were into Ring of Honor. It's like, yeah, man, you're like the hardcore work rate wrestling fan like me, And now it's like, that's kind of gone. Like that community of yeah, dude, this is the hardcore work rate community. I guess PWG is going to kind of be that now.
I think PWG overtook Ring of Honor a while ago. Now, when you had that, and I'll be honest, that New Japan, when they started partnering up with New Japan, and I can't remember when that was, 2015, 2016 maybe? I don't remember when that all started going
I think it was
down.
around that time, yeah, 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
That rejuvenated Ring of Honor. Their houses were light. Bringing in those New Japan guys really turned a corner. That they started selling out left and right once that happened. But like I just don't see it as another dead promotion, because in my opinion, Ring of Honor died. And even if you don't think it died when Sinclair bought in, look what happened after Final Battle this past December. Every contract outside of a handful were done as of December 31st of last year. There was only a handful that went to March 1st of this year. They even came out saying, we're not going to contract anybody anymore. We're going to be a straight up indie. Like they were changing their complete game plan. And they have started announcing matches for WrestleMania weekend, because they are going to do a show out there. I think like the main event right now is Bandito versus Jonathan Gresham for the Ring of Honor World Title. It's going to be a fantastic match. But what does that mean?
Gresham's going to be going to AEW? Like, that's what I'm saying, is like a lot of the...
Well, what if they don't use it as a developmental? What if they strictly use this as, like, they tape them in at Universal, and they just put out these types of matches, and they keep the Ring of Honor flavor, but they start utilizing maybe a little bit more of the AEW undercard?
I'd be down for that. Like, they've already got most of the big names from Ring of Honor. They got Lethal.
Yeah.
They got Danhausen. Like, Red Dragon were probably heading back to Ring of Honor if AEW didn't exist. So they got them.
Maybe.
Like, they basically have all of, most of Ring of Honor's been dispersed between them and Impact. And I want to know, okay, because Bandito is still probably going to be primarily based in Mexico. He may be, I don't think he's going to ever do anything permanently with AEW outside of a couple of spots here and there, maybe. Like,
he's so good, though.
Yeah, I just can't see him leaving Mexico, man. Like, he's kind of got it made out there.
Maybe, who knows? But it just, I don't know. I definitely think they'll keep the non-contract away from Ring of Honor for the time being. But yeah, Ring of Honor, I mean, they were completely changing their business model leading up into this. And this isn't from what I was reading over the last couple of days. There's been a lot of overtures to buy Ring of Honor since 2020 by different people, not just Tony Khan.
Boy, Vince made a play.
Possibly to get some of that video footage for the guys that were there. I mean,
Sure.
But he wouldn't have wanted the production equipment. He would have bought it, like he did for WCW. I mean, that number never came out, but it was rumored like around $3 million.
Yeah.
Rumors for Ring of Honor was around 30 to 40 million.
Yeah. But I think that has a lot to do with inflation and the state of WCW at the time.
Oh, well, WCW had nothing. They literally had nothing. And when WWE doesn't want your rings, they don't want your production equipment. Like, what do they need all that stuff for? They had their own.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they got it at such a cheap rate. But with Ring of Honor, like I said, they took everything. They bought everything that Ring of Honor owned. Tony Khan now owns. But who knows? Maybe they will run a separate promotion with but make it a true indie. I don't know. But I think PWG definitely took over Ring of Honor as that work rate promotion a while back, or the Dream Match promotion. when Ring of Honor started kind of going more towards the storyline, less indie, more corporate contracts, all that type of stuff. That's when PWG really started taking off. Because at one point, Ring of Honor pulled all their talent off PWG, and I think they've actually done that twice to PWG.
Yeah, but
And
PWG isn't
at
trying
that
to
time,
be a
PWG
legit.
had to find. No, they're not. They're trying to stay away from contracts. There's a
Yeah.
reason why PWG hasn't done streaming. You know, it's all because the guy behind it loves where it's at, and they have a massive fan base that still buys all their DVDs, which is insane. In 2022, you still have a company that is more reliant on DVDs than streaming.
Right.
It's
That is
crazy to
pretty
me.
crazy. That is crazy.
Now they do stream on High Spots Wrestling Network, but their shows don't go on there until a year after they happen. So if there's a
Dang.
show like this year's Battle of Los Angeles that was last month, that won't be on High Spots I think until January of next year. But there were talks that it may change, but they may shorten that time frame, but down to 6 months. That's crummy to me. But that's how they get away with it. That's how PWG has stayed afloat, was because they would use guys that were contracted, like when Evolve was running. When Evolve was running, and the people that were contracted to Evolve, well, they could wrestle anywhere. They couldn't wrestle anywhere that did a live stream of their show. If you streamed your show and charged people for it like a pay-per-view, you were not allowed to be on it while you were under an Evolve contract or had one of those better Evolve contracts, I guess. So that's how PWG got around having these guys from like Impact and Ring of Honor and Evolve on their shows, was because they didn't do live streaming. It's all DVD sales. So even the DVDs, like they're just now, PWG is just now releasing the hype videos, the recap videos for Battle of Los Angeles, which was almost months ago now,
See,
and the
that's why
DVD's not even out yet.
PWG could never replace Ring of Honor to me, man. Like PWG is, it's, I don't know, PWG has its own vibe. It
It
has
does.
it's more of, I think of, people call AEW the super indie, but I still consider PWG the super indie cuz that's their whole
Yeah,
business
I
model
agree.
is like, we're
Yeah.
having the stars from every other indie for one super show and then we're going to disappear for another 6 months.
And that's what they do. They even book PWG's current tag team champions. It's Malachi Black and Brody King.
Yeah.
Wow.
The heavyweight champion is Bandito, who is the current. Well, he was supposed to face Gresham at Final Battle for the Ring of Honor title, but Bandito caught COVID right before Final Battle, so Gresham faced somebody else for the interim Ring of Honor title. So now you got Bandito as the Ring of Honor champion and Gresham. But Bandito's the PWG champion.
Fuck, dude, that makes
You know,
me
so I mean, they're all over the place. With PWG is all over the place with their talent. But that's also why, Excalibur is the head commentator. He's one of the founders of PWG. So it makes sense why they have AEW guys there.
Yeah. Shit, you just made me think of something when you were talking about Bandito at Ring of Honor, and I was like, yo, dude, isn't Impact doing like a whole giant ass fucking gimmick with Ring of Honor right now? Like, with all the people that were
Yes.
let go? I was like, are they still going to be doing that? Like, what's up with that now? I know Impact's all Forbidden Door. They don't give a shit, but.
Well, and that's the thing. They're not; those guys aren't contracted to Ring of Honor anymore, so they could appear there. But they're not calling them Ring of Honor. The group is called Honor No More.
I heard about that. Yeah, I did see
Yeah.
that on Impact. Yeah.
Damn.
Yes, they've got Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Eddie Edwards just
PCO.
joined. PCO is nuts. I love that dude.
Dude, we could get
PCO's on
PCO
there.
and AEW. Fuck yeah.
That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. I watched. I was at the New Japan and Ring of Honor Madison Square Garden show back in 2019, and PCO was in that ladder match for the Ring of Honor World Title. That dude is nuts. The stuff he jumped off, it's just insane. I don't know how that dude was. You'll go back and watch the Quebecers or Pierre Carl Ouellette. What was his what was the pirate name that he had? Was it just
Jean-Pierre Lafitte. I don't know why
Jean-Pierre
I
Lafitte.
remembered that, but fuck yeah, he was tight back then too, man.
I know why you remember it. It's because I shouldn't have forgotten it. That's an awesome name. But you look at those guys and you see what PCO is now, and it's totally different. And he started revitalizing himself over in Europe. I was over there I was in Germany back in 2009, and one of the guys there was talking about this guy PCO, PCO, PCO. He's so great. He's revolution. He's reinventing himself over here. And I'm like, who the heck is PCO? And he goes, Jean-Pierre Lafitte. And I'm like, no.
Right? You're like
But
the
he was,
guy that stole Bret Hart's jacket? That guy?
hey, that'll get you heat.
Right?
Stealing somebody's jacket is huge.
I
man.
liked their run in WCW, man.
Harsh jacket too at that.
When
Yeah,
when
that's
him and what was it? What was the other guy? But when they went to WCW, like right after that
Jacques
run,
Rougeau.
Jacques
Yeah.
Rougeau, yeah, dude. When they kind of ran the kind of a Quebecers out in WCW. I mean, it was basically the
Yes.
Quebecers, but they didn't. They were in WCW. But like, I liked that run. I thought they were cool there. I wish they would have got a belt run there, but they were just a jobber
for
team
sure.
on fucking Saturday night. But like, dude, we're like so close to PCO in AEW. Like, Danhausen is on AEW, and I'm like, dude, man, Grisham is like, man, all these dope Ring of Honor guys are about to be on AEW.
I think
and
it's a
that's
good
kinda
move
sick.
overall. I think it's a good move overall for AEW because it's like they have a lot of former Ring of Honor guys in that company right now, so it's like it's a good move. It's a good part on them because it's like whenever they want to build a match or just build a promo up or something, before a pay per view, it's like they have a whole bunch of they could show all their old Ring of Honor matches or you know images, no
I
matter
would
what it
like
is.
to see them do
I-
Ring of Honor as a division, man. Like, because Ring of Honor has the pure wrestling rules,
It could
right?
work, yeah.
And so
That would be.
instead of it being its own side promotion, just have the pure wrestling rules belt, like brought to you by Ring of Honor, and Ring of Honor is its own division with its own rule set to keep it separate and still keep the Ring of Honor feel.
See, I think they could do that, but I think they'll do that with the tapings in Universal. And it'll be Ring of Honor style. Maybe even use the
I
Ring
can
of
see
Honor
that, definitely.
stage and the screens that they were using last as it. But yeah, I think I
Dude,
would really like either you implement the pure title into AEW and you have that separate style, just like we were talking last week with the pure title or how different the rules are, because then you got something different,
yeah.
or you have it as its own like YouTube show and you just keep the Ring of Honor shtick on that show.
Oh yeah, you were talking about the pure rules. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, man, think about it though. Ring of Honor had beef with Tony Khan because Tony Khan stole all their shit to make AEW, and now they're selling out to him. Oh man, I wonder if they're fucking mad about this.
Probably not much. They probably well, the owners behind it probably aren't bad, but I
mean,
can't say anything for the boys.
right? Like, damn, man, you really did just put us out of business because Tony Khan probably would have wanted to just outright buy Ring of Honor right after All In.
Well, that's the other thing. Now Tony Khan owns the rights to All In.
Yeah, it's now an official, it's an
Dang,
actual
that is true.
AEW show now. Because
It
that
is
was
Wow.
Ring of Honor, not New Japan, right? New Japan just sent dudes, but they
Correct.
didn't actually do anything with the show.
And I don't know what Ring of Honor did because I believe everything was financed by Cody and the Bucks. But I know Ring of Honor assisted with like so I bet some of the production equipment. It was probably a Ring of Honor ring. Um, and it was also when All In streamed, it streamed live on Ring of Honor's app.
That's a
So you
trip, man.
So you could have bought it, but and even up until I don't know how long I haven't been subscribed to the Ring of Honor streaming platform in a long time, but at least a year or so after All In, I was still able to watch All In on their app, and this was after AEW was announced.
Oh, wow. I think
But I
it's,
also think what AEW is doing here is, and this was something that I had texted you yesterday about if AEW, because there was a rumor that the announcement was going to be Tony Khan announcing a streaming deal with HBO Max,
yeah.
Warner Media, and it wouldn't shock me if this was another way for him to seem more valuable to those streaming platforms. Because
Yeah.
sure,
beef it up.
you've got all your AEW footage, but what that only goes back to 2019, and in 2019 you didn't start running weekly shows until October. You had two pay-per-views in between before Dynamite started. So you've got like I don't know not even 12 weeks worth of television and 2 pay-per-views from your inaugural year, and then you've got 2020, 2021 footage. But now you've got 20 years worth of wrestling history under your belt too. I think they're going to, and that was one of the things in the press release that they put out right after Tony's announcement, saying we're working actively to get this stuff to you so we could watch it all. Because that was the one thing that I didn't like about the Ring of Honor app when I had it, was it didn't have every show. I couldn't go and watch every single Ring of Honor show chronologically if I wanted to. It didn't exist. They didn't, for some reason, all the footage wasn't there. So, but if Tony Khan could do that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, the footage, like, I didn't even think about that they probably wanted the footage to beef up a deal with HBO Max. I know they're seeking one. Tony Khan talks about, like, how they want one. So I know that they're seeking one, and they're probably trying to beef that up. That does make a lot of sense as to why he would spend $40 million for, like, 20-year-old independent wrestling footage.
Yeah.
That is.
Plus, he was a big fan.
Right. Damn.
But it's the same reason why you would have like the WWE Network and look what was on there. Some of the Progress Wrestling from the UK, Evolve Wrestling from the US. You had some of these indies signing over their rights to put their stuff on the WWE Network. So now WWE Network not only has WWE programming, you've got WCW, ECW, you got indies, even on Impact Plus. Impact has some of the indies, local indies around on there too, like.
Well, Impact
Ethan
also
Page,
has 20 years of footage, too.
that too. But like on Impact's streaming platform, you could watch Ethan Page's Alpha One Wrestling that they run shows in Canada.
I was kind of hoping Impact would have picked up Ring of Honor, man. I feel like Impact and Ring of Honor go hand in hand since the early days of them both sharing AJ Styles and Samoa Joe. And so it's like, it kind of sucks that like Impact doesn't have access to Ring of Honor's footage, as much as they probably maybe would have if they just bought Ring of Honor.
But here's the thing, with that Forbidden Door, there's been AEW footage on Impact. Why can't there be Ring of Honor footage on Impact now?
I mean, it's different to own it and ask permission,
Sure.
Like,
sure. You're right.
And man, Impact was doing. I was liking that whole Ring of Honor invasion angle. I thought it was kind of cool. Plus,
I haven't watched, but I've kept up on social media, and I like it. I love that Eddie Edwards turned when he was fighting against him. I'm like, well, that makes no sense. And then he turned on him. I was like, okay, yeah, he's with the Honor No More group. I love it.
Yeah,
it made sense.
I mean, this could beef up Impact too, because that was one of the problems Impact was having, is that their roster was a little light. Like, I don't know, Impact's almost like a new age ECW, isn't it? In that regard,
Starting to feel that way,
right? Because every time somebody starts doing good on Impact, like immediately they get sucked up by WWE or AEW, and then think about it, like as soon as somebody leaves there, they go to Impact, redefine themselves, have a hot run, and then immediately get sucked back up again, just like ECW, right? That's what happened with Bam Bam Bigelow. Sid Vicious did that. Stone Cold, Brian Pillman. So many people like left the big two, went to ECW, repackaged, and then blew up going back to the big two. And like Impact's kind of there now, isn't it? That's crazy.
I just love that there's so many alternatives. While yes, it's a bummer that Ring of Honor is gone, the fact that they were going to be a true indie and not have any contracts, you can't rely on that anymore. It's not guaranteed money, in my opinion. But now that you've got AEW, you've got Impact, and you've got WWE, and they're all viable. Somebody gets fired from WWE, you don't have just Impact to go to anymore. Because let's be honest, Impact's not the place for everybody. Like when they brought in Big Cass, man, I thought he's fit in perfectly in Impact. Look at EC3. The dude had a massive run there, was over, and then goes to WWE and they can't figure out what to do with him.
That's killed him too, man. He hasn't been able to get the momentum back that he had before he left.
He just started his own company with Braun
I
Strowman.
heard
about it. Control Your Narrative. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Which is
I think there's a person they just hired that is trying to control their own narrative on the stupid shit they did in the locker room. Is It's insane.
Uh-oh,
They
uh-oh.
hired Austin Aries, and I thought that was just
Wait,
absolutely
they hired Austin Aries?
yeah.
Isn't that guy like that guy has the plague, man? You don't touch Austin Aries. Isn't
Yeah,
he
that's what everyone else is saying.
isn't he like he's I don't know, man. I've seen some of his takes on Twitter and I'm like, dude, you're gonna say that in public?
Dude,
Like,
no,
aren't you like a famous person?
listen to what just happened. So he got called out in a lot of those sexual misconduct things in 2020. And one of the things that came out was there was a woman that came into the locker room and he made her kiss one of his testicles to stay or something like that. Well, so when they announced him for Control Your Narrative, somebody brought that up. And he goes, no, it wasn't a sexual assault. It was teaching a lesson to somebody who didn't belong in the locker room. And I'm like, making someone kiss your testicles is a sexual assault. Doesn't matter how you try to control the narrative.
Damn, dude,
You
he's
know,
like full carny now. I didn't
dude, he
like
did it to Christy Hemme in TNA. She screwed up his announcement when she was announcing him to the ring, and she was standing in the corner. So he walks up and does like the Stone Cold stand on the middle rope and stick his fists up in the air,
yeah.
but he didn't get her out of the way. So when he's standing there, he's rubbing his junk right in her face. And this happened on television.
Man. Oh, I
And
can't
it's like,
believe they signed him. That's so
and that's why I'm like, Austin Aries of all people. And I had heard really shitty things about Austin Aries. Like he no showed a buddy of mine um, for a match in San Diego. He was supposed to come out and wrestle for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And my buddy was like, "Well, hey, that show's on Sunday. I'm running a show Saturday. Can I, book him for my Saturday show?" And they worked it out. And then the day before, Austin Aries is like, "Yeah, I'm not coming to either shows." And gave no reason. Just didn't want to get on the plane.
Seems
have
like a
they
bad reputation with that guy.
have
Dude,
they
and that was
addressed
the
it
first
though?
time I was like, "Fuck that dude."
They haven't addressed it like because like the world hates him. He's kind of like persona non grata in wrestling. I'm surprised they'd want to associate themselves with him because like what the fuck.
You know what I thought was messed up too? Remember when he didn't sell for John Morrison at Bound for Glory? Man,
Yep. Yep.
that
Pretty
was
shitty.
Damn.
That dude's a shitty
pretty
dude.
shitty.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, you could have shitty takes on COVID. You could have shitty takes on whatever. You were a shitty person.
yeah.
Not just have
Right?
shitty takes, you're a shitty person. Why would
Yeah.
anyone want to do anything with you? Like, the whole thing about having that woman kissed his nuts, like, I'm like, nah, dude. Fuck that guy. Get him out of here.
Yeah,
No.
trying to teach a lesson to some. What the fuck? Like you fucking run the locker
Yeah.
room like you're the fucking
Right.
Undertaker. Shut the fuck up, dude. Like if I have
Yeah.
if I'm backstage and I have bitches and I'm chilling with bitches in my backstage, like yeah, fuck you, dude. None of them are kissing your balls. They're here because I brought them here. Like don't fucking sit there and who doesn't belong. Like what kind of carny ass fucking bullshit is that? Unless
Now, I
they
will say
snuck
this.
back there, like we're trespassing.
Right. Now, I'll say this. There's a locker room is a different place. I was adamant. There was a show I was on where one of the other workers, his sister, thought she was somebody. She was a fucking nobody, but thought she could walk backstage because her brother was on the show. And I was like, no, get your ass out of here. This isn't a place for you. Fans don't come to the back. Just because your brother's working for us doesn't mean anything. Get your hoe ass out of here and go blow somebody else,
Right? I
Um,
mean, I can
and that's the way I
understand
look
that.
at it with certain. And I only say that because she got caught doing that. It wasn't like I'm trying to like make some type of sexual joke. No, she got caught doing that. But that's what it was. I'm like, there's people that shouldn't be back there, but you don't do that and embarrass them and teach them a lesson.
Right?
There
Like
was
what is
an ex
that?
student of mine. There was an ex student of mine that I kicked out of a locker room because we were in a battle royal and he started pulling off other people's moves while those same people were on that same show. And not like, and I don't mean a move like a leg drop. I mean something that is unique to that person. It's maybe not a unique move overall, but unique to that person. He started doing it, and he started doing it without telling the other guys what he's doing. So like he gave a guy a cannonball in the corner. Well, one of my signature moves was a cannonball in the corner. And then I come to find out, yeah, he didn't even tell the guy he gave the cannonball to that he was going to do a cannonball. He just ran at him and flipped into him. So when I found out about that, I grabbed his bags, walked out to the back door, and I threw them out the back door. And I'm nobody. I'm acting like this was some like indie vet thing. It was a nothing thing. But he came to the back and he's looking for his stuff. I said, it's in the back. It's outside where it belongs. And he's like, what? And I'm like, you stole people's moves. You weren't calling moves to people, and you were being dangerous. You don't deserve to be in a locker room with other people. And booted him out. Am I going to make him kiss my ass or be embarrassed for doing something like that? No.
Yeah,
That.
you
just
took
tell
him
people to
aside
get the fuck out.
privately. Yeah, you took him aside
Or you just
privately.
say, hey, get the fuck out. You don't belong here. That's all you got to say.
Exactly. Exactly. Like that. I don't know what EC3 is thinking bringing this guy on board. You had a right idea going with Strowman, but holy shit, I had no idea Aries was signed onto there. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
That's like
it's insane.
Like there's very
definitely
few
has the
names.
ego. I'll say that.
No, but I
He
mean,
does.
like, there's so few names that are as like corrosive as his. Like, I think him and like Tessa Blanchard, maybe.
Yep.
Like that's
Yeah,
about it. Because even Enzo's kind of like gotten everybody's. He's kind of like people are over hating Enzo now. They're like, yeah, he shows up on Impact, whatever. He's just kind of annoying, right?
Well, I think the difference was at that time he was, accused of something,
And he was innocent.
rightly so. He was, but rightly so. The WWE did what they needed to do to him. Now I think that was just their way of getting rid of him because he pissed off enough people.
Yeah.
But apparently he was walking around like he was hot shit, and whether he was or wasn't, some people took it the wrong way. Man, wrestling politics is so funny. Like you can miss shaking somebody's hand and lose a booking over it.
Wow.
And it could have been something that was so innocuous, like, oh, I just didn't see them. But they saw me, but instead of them coming up to me to say hi because I didn't see them, I lose a booking because I didn't shake their hand.
The one with the locker
and that
rooms where
happens to people.
If you don't bring a case of beer on the first day, like there was some locker rooms like that where it was like if you didn't bring a case of beer on the first day, like you weren't ever getting booked again. I was like, what the fuck is that shit?
I never saw that happen, but yeah, dude. And the thing with like on the indie level, people take shit way too seriously. Like for me throwing that guy's bag out, did it really fucking matter? No. I could have probably just pulled him aside when he came back in and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" But I wanted to make a point, and the only reason I did it was because I had like 7 or 8 people in the locker room, including Adam Pearce, looking at me going, "Hey, he just did your move. What are you going to do about it?" Egging me on,
Damn. Yeah. Plus, that's not a safe move to do without calling. Because if they're not ready to take that, dude, you're breaking their nose easy. Because like you have to turn so late into that to like not fuck your face up. Like you have to kind of know, otherwise it looks really, really bad. So you have to know it's coming beforehand, so that way you can make it look like you didn't know it was coming beforehand and not break your fucking nose over it.
I always told people, hey, put your head under the middle turnbuckle because that's where my ass is gonna hit. My ass is hitting that middle turnbuckle. So if your head's right there, I'm hitting you in the face. Put it below.
Right.
Again, that's why you call things.
Yeah.
That's why you call them. You just don't do stuff for the sake of doing stuff. There's certain things you can look off of feel. Like I've worked matches where I'm just watching somebody. Here's one. When I wrestled the Bucks, I like to do the whole thing where I would have the guy under the bottom rope, and I would be holding their legs, and I would slingshot them into the bottom rope. So I had bumped Matt down, and all I did was pick up his legs, and I just slightly started scooting him to the ropes. He just looks at me in the eyes and gives me the nod. He knew exactly what I was doing. We didn't have to say a word. I did the slingshot. He took it. No problem. There's certain things you can do just by look, feel, whatever. But to me, a cannonball is not one of those things.
Yeah, because like there's a lot of things that you would be running into the corner to do. Knees, elbows, like, drop kick. That was my favorite spot, man. The drop kick in the corner. Fuck, man. RVD had a good one. Rey Mysterio had a good one, but Sabu's. I loved Sabu's drop kick. That would have been the
spot. Had a pretty good drop kick.
Oh, yeah,
Brian
Danielson's
drop kick in the corner.
Drop kick. Yeah, you know what? Let me take that back. Brian Danielson's is the best. But, like, like, the thing is with that kind of drop kick, you're aiming, for their chest anyway, so you have a lot of control. But with a cannonball, you're not aiming that shit, man. You're just breaking somebody's face.
Right. And I've done it where the guy didn't open his legs, so when I landed on his knees, and it hurt him. It's like if you don't know it's coming, even shoot, the guy knew it was coming and he still still didn't open his leg so I wouldn't land on him.
Right.
It's just, yeah. There's certain things you need to call, and there's certain, and seeing that, yeah. But yeah, dude, Austin Aries, he's a fucking idiot. He deserves to be thrown out of any locker room he shows up in, which
Yeah.
sucks because I loved Austin Aries in Ring of Honor. That
Yeah.
run he had, initial run he had in Ring of Honor with Generation Next and all that. Oh my, he was awesome. He was awesome. That made me an Austin Aries fan until I almost got to meet him and heard what he really was like.
Right. I got into him on 205 Live and NXT.
I
And
think
I
it was
was
pretty
like,
cool too, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
yeah.
He
And
wasn't bad.
as a person though, nah.
once I found out, I was like, man, I remember texting. I was like, dude, this guy on 205 Live is kind of dope, man. Austin Aries. And then it was like, oh, yeah, he's a dick. And it's like, oh, well, that.
Well,
I
look what
guess that
happened right
sucks.
after that WrestleMania match with Pac. He
True.
quit.
Right.
And from what I understand, I could be wrong. He didn't want to be pigeonholed as a cruiserweight and wanted to be a heavyweight. Which, hey, more power to you. But this is what the company's vision is of you. And apparently, he handled it all wrong. He was, again, a douche.
Right. Dude, that's kind of crazy to think WrestleMania once featured Austin Aries versus Pac in the undercard.
Right.
Like, holy shit, dude. That's so wild. Like, dude, we were just talking about that yesterday with fucking the video game. How half the guys in the fucking video game this year aren't even there.
Right.
Like, it's so wild. Like,
oh yeah, and the new 2K, yeah, bro. There's a lot of them.
their roster is so like, it's so
New.
revolving door now. Like people really don't stay there very long. Outside of what, like the Shield, like who really has been there? Like, Kofi, there's a couple of guys that have been there forever, and then there's a couple of guys who have been there for a while, and then everybody else is like within the past 2 or 3 years.
Right.
It's like they used to have like a roster like, dude, Kurt Angle was there for like, forever. Or
like 4 years.
Yeah, or not Kurt Angle, Rikishi. Remember, he was like a head shrinker, and then he was trying to like make a difference in the hood, and and like that was like most of their roster was like dudes that were there forever that just changed gimmicks, and now they have none of that. Like if you don't get over, they don't let you change your gimmick. They're like, yeah, whatever, man. We got NXT for that shit. Get out of here.
Right.
Even like today, Vince McMahon was on the Pat McAfee show, and one of the things he said, because I guess Pat asked him about the releases, and he was like, "Listen, it's nothing personal. It's business. I have to drop. If I have to drop dead weight, I'll do it." And I'm just like, "Damn, you think those 100 people you fired in the last 2 years were dead weight? That's insane to me."
Right.
Insane.
Well,
Like
I mean,
they brought back Zelina Vega, but at one point she was dead weight to you.
well, she was talking about unionizing. You know how they feel about that.
Well, she brought that up right before they announced her release. I'm willing to bet she had just gotten word, and that's why she posted that. That was like either day of or right before the rumor or the WWE posted that they released her.
So it was like more vindictive. I thought it was weird that they hired her back, especially when Malachi went to AEW. It was like, whoa. When she showed up on, what was it, SmackDown? I was shocked. I was like, damn, like, your man's down south, girl. Same.
Yeah.
I mean, are they, I don't know if they're still together, but that was kind
Yeah, they're still married.
That was kind of crazy for me. I know that, like, he's loving it in AEW because he can stream again. I think that was why Adam Cole went.
That was a big. Well, he never really stopped streaming. Even when they put that edict out, he even said, "I'm still going to keep streaming." So he may have worked out a deal with them, but yeah, everyone else had to stop.
Yeah.
I'm sure Cesaro's gonna. Like, I remember once Tyler Breeze was gone, he was streaming that night.
Damn, that's right. Cesaro is gone. Oh, you just brought that up.
Well, we talked about it last week too. Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, man, we're just waiting, counting down the dynamites because Tony Khan just brought it up that he's got interest.
I think there's some I think we should cover before ends up getting too late. But I was gonna say, do you think the whole Cody Rhodes situation, you think that could have been
Yeah.
Tony Khan buying ROH?
That's
You think that's the reason
right.
why he left?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I can't tell you either way. Like WWE was hinting at Cody Rhodes on TV, and now to hear it's all going south, it's like what?
But see, it doesn't surprise me. As Dave and I were talking before we started recording, like something's up there. I said I fully do think Cody has left AEW, has zero ties to it now contractually.
I think
But
it's a work,
and
man.
I
think
made
it's a
mention.
work.
You had made mention to me a couple months ago because you pointed something out where Cody was when the fans started to boo Cody. Badger, you told me you're like, look, Cody just posted something that was like, hey, we're gonna go a different route with this. I know this is what you guys want me to do, but we're gonna do something different, and you guys have no clue what's about to happen.
Right? Like
And then a couple months later, this happens. Not saying that this is the plan, but very odd that he would say that and then leave the company.
That's true.
If
That is pretty odd.
dude,
and
Tony
and he
Khan,
was
they're
probably
gonna
already
pull
in
an
negotiations
invasion.
at that point. Yeah.
They're gonna have Tony Khan show up on Ring of Honor, like, "Hey, I own Ring of Honor," and then on the Titantron, Cody's gonna be like, "It says, it
No, you
says
know what's funny?
AEW." What's that?
Tony actually referenced that last night when he was
Really?
announcing he bought Ring of Honor. He's just like, "Hey, and it's me here. It's me here announcing I've bought Ring of Honor, not Shane."
Right?
You know, he
I
referenced the
did
whole
catch that.
WCW purchase.
I did catch that. Yeah.
That was funny. I popped and I had to rewind that. I was like, "Oh wait, what? He talked about Shane McMahon."
That's kind of crazy though. If like this is all a work, like this is pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm enjoying the ride so far.
Yes.
Like they're really pushing the limits of like this whole forbidden door thing, and kind of like, man, dude, WWE seems like they're playing along too. I'm expecting, man, if this is like the biggest forbidden door of all time, man, I'm expecting something after WrestleMania. Not necessarily because WWE would get involved, but like I think they're gonna hold this until after the WrestleMania hype. I don't know whatever they're planning. I don't know that they're gonna be doing it. I mean, what they've got a pay per view coming up, so I mean maybe. Who knows? This one's kind of like
Uh,
the biggest mystery in wrestling for a while.
Honestly, I'm expecting something to happen in Revolution. It just seems like
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems very fitting because I'm not gonna lie. Like Cody does use that word a lot,
Yep.
revolution. So it's like I feel like something might happen at the pay
He,
per view. I wouldn't be surprised.
he might show up there, and even Tony Khan announced, or he said in an interview that all storylines will reboot after Revolution.
Really?
Yeah. So
Interesting.
they're gonna finish up everything that's on Revolution is finishing up at Revolution.
So
Wow.
you think
So
Hangman's gonna lose the belt?
oh god, I don't know. I don't know. They may save that for Double or Nothing.
Cause like I feel like, man, like if they're gonna take a shot with Adam Cole, they kind of need to do it now.
It wouldn't shock me if they did, but yeah.
Cause he's starting to lose a little bit of steam. He's still over, but he's not as over as he was in NXT. And like if they really want to like maximize Adam Cole, they kind of got to do it now while he's starting to cool down to reheat him back up. I think
Yeah.
if he loses to Page, he's going to lose a lot of steam. Like they already kind of gave away his first loss to Orange Cassidy. I know it doesn't count, but
Right.
like
And that's why they did it.
yeah, like, but like, it's not going to have the impact if he loses to Adam Page. You know, of, oh, this is Adam Cole's first official loss. It's like, yeah, you already ripped off that band aid. But like, now he's going to lose, unless they're using it to tie in the whole Young Bucks Red Dragon story, and it's more of the elite story. Like, he's going to lose a lot of just momentum after this. I'm
Kind of got
surprised
a
they're doing
theory,
it.
but I kind of got a theory, but I think
Yeah.
it's kind of a reach, honestly. But I mean, I could possibly see them doing like a heel turn for Cody, and then them bringing Bullet Club back. But I just think it's I don't know. It'd be kind of weird if they do because it's like I did see them bring Jay White in, and Jay White is trying to he reunited with Anderson and Gallows, so it's like
Dang, you think they're gonna try and do that like a full on? I don't think Kenny wants. Kenny doesn't like doing the Bullet Club shit. Him and the Bucks
I
don't
don't
Yeah,
think
like
they're
I know
gonna
it
go
he's.
back to
anymore.
Bullet Club.
Yeah, like
I'm not sure.
they
It'd
own
be
the
it'd be
elite.
it'd be
But
kind of interesting. Not
I
gonna lie,
wouldn't be
though.
against them doing a Bullet Club invasion into AEW
I can
and
see that.
possibly having Adam Cole a part of that, since he was the one that kind of brought Jay White in. Um, you know,
Well,
maybe
didn't
Yeah, because
putting
think
Red
about it,
Dragon in.
didn't
they haven't
somebody just
addressed
get
that at
released?
all.
Tamatonga, I think, got released.
No, he's still with New
Who
Japan.
was it? Who one of Haku's dudes just
No,
got released?
No,
Oh,
Tonga.
you're thinking of is Loa, right? I think it's Tonga
Yeah.
Loa. I think. Yeah, he's going to. They said he put up a hashtag, and it was the control your narrative. I was like, what?
Wait, what? Tongaloa?
Yeah,
Yeah, basically.
one of the Samoans in Bullet Club left, but I
Yeah, he
can't
said
remember.
that he put up a hashtag called control your narrative. I was like, damn. Guessing he's going there.
Interesting.
Yeah, because he was
I
hitting up
wasn't. I
Tony
didn't hear about
Khan.
this.
He was hitting up Tony Khan on Twitter, like, "Hey man, what's up with that forbidden door? I'm released from New Japan," and
No, that was Tama Tonga when his contract expired, and he was a free agent for a few days, and then New Japan rehired him.
oh, okay, all right, I didn't know. He
Yeah,
got
no,
re-signed.
that was Tama Tonga. Yeah,
Okay, but I mean, like, I don't know, man. I can't see them pulling another Bullet Club thing like that. Like Anderson and Gallows have
I
been
think it'd be pretty
skating on.
odd too,
Well, like
honestly.
Anderson and Gallows have been skating on that. Like they've been riding on past Bullet Club glory for like the past
A
10
while.
years,
Yeah.
right? But like everybody else who left the Bullet Club and moved on to other stuff is more over from their other stuff. Like it'd be a backstep for Kenny and the Bucks to be fucking around with that again.
yeah. I don't think Kenny and the Bucks should. I think they should stick with the elite.
Even
For,
Adam
you know,
Cole and like Adam Cole.
The Red Dragon, yeah.
Red Dragon weren't in Bullet Club, were they?
Oh no.
no.
Yeah, like
Cole
now.
was.
Well,
Well,
now
I mean, they're gonna probably try to make their version of Undisputed Era, probably.
Yeah, I heard there's a so the original name that I heard was trademarked was Paragon. That
I
was
heard
one of the
about that, too.
names. But another one that apparently is just coming out in the last couple of days is the Undisputed Originals.
that
The
shit sounds
UO.
dumb as hell. But
They're
I
just
like
trying
it.
to capitalize. Yeah,
Well, I think like Adam Cole with stupid shit, like he gets it over. He'll get stupid shit
he
over.
does.
Like
He does.
it's just kind of weird because the last we saw of them in NXT, they were all three at each other's throats, and now they're like friends again. And they kind of touched
Oh,
on
they
it.
referenced it. Yeah.
They touched on it, but it was like it was just a throwaway line. Hey, we've got unfinished business, and now we're best friends next week. So that was kind of weird, but at least they did reference it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that they're we haven't seen them too much as like a trio. That's why I think.
True.
You know, but then again, Kyle was gone because he had a baby, so the things kind of had to get dropped a little bit. You know.
Yeah, dude. I hope that's a lead into a trios belt. They do have that trios.
Tony
match.
announced it. Tony announced it yesterday. During
Oh.
the media call, somebody asked Tony if he was interested in a trios title, and he said yes. I am interested. I'm not gonna do it until Kenny Omega comes. I won't. I'm not even thinking about doing it until Kenny Omega comes back, though.
Damn.
He wants Kenny to be a part of the trios.
Damn, dude. Oh, if they have a trios title, man. Death Triangle, like Undisputed Era or Undisputed Originals. Fuck, they have so many good trios. They could make that shit work.
See, I brought that up to you a couple months ago, Badger, about the trios title. Because as I was telling you, they got so many 3-man groups. You'd need a trios title. And I think they could make it good. Ring of Honor did it, but I think Ring of Honor did it only because New Japan has a trios title.
Well, the best was Lucha Underground had the best trios.
Oh, for sure. I think Lucha Underground had the best 6-man title. New Japan's never open weight 6-man title. Man, to me, it's a joke. Everybody gets a run with that belt.
Yeah.
The Ring of Honor ones, I remember when they kicked it off, and I was watching Ring of Honor Hot and Heavy back then, and to me, it just didn't. matter. Like at one point, the Bucks held it with Kenny, and then I want to say they held it with like Flip Gordon. It was weird. It felt like a hot potato title when I was watching it.
Yeah.
If they can make it good, because trios matches are awesome. Lucha Underground proved that, and I think
Well-
Lucha Libre in general proves that.
But see, Lucha Underground made it work because they didn't have the tag belt. That was their tag belt. So, like, is it? I think that it works for AEW because they focus team matches more than singles matches, anyways. So, like, they have a lot of like factions and groups that they could make trios with, and I think
Yep.
that's why it fails elsewhere because they don't have logical trios.
Right.
But it's like AEW's got it now, man. And if Kenny comes back,
Oh yeah, you know they're definitely gonna want the elite.
the elite versus the undisputed era for the trios belt.
Yep.
Yeah, I need that in my life.
Dude, House of Black, Death
Oh,
Triangle.
that's a good one.
Dude,
Right.
these trios matches are gonna fucking rule.
I think that's why he's been on such a hiring spree, right? He's like, fuck, we need people if we're gonna do this, because fuck, a trios title on a main promotion hasn't been done. What Crockett Promotions had one in the '80s, and then they dropped it after a while, right?
I don't remember Crockett. I vaguely remember when I first caught WCW back in like '91 ish. I want to say they had a WCW 6-man. But that's what I don't remember a lot. Yeah, I mostly saw trios titles in Lucha promotions.
Yeah. So like I think that's going to be something really cool if they can pull that off, especially with the roster that they've got, how everybody's willing to do those goofy ass multi-person spots that everybody complains look fake, but let's be real, man. Some of them are pretty fucking cool.
They're fucking cool, yeah.
I heard that Omega's gonna be out for a while though. I heard he's gonna be healing for quite a bit.
As he
Probably like
should,
that.
man.
Yeah, he was wrestling a lot, so definitely makes sense.
Dude, and coming straight from having crazy ass New Japan matches right to AEW, yeah.
Yeah, he took no break from that. That's right. He went right from New Japan champion to like quickly dropping the belt and starting AEW. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
And he probably would have had a longer run with the belt if he didn't go to AEW.
For sure.
They probably would have let him hold that belt a lot longer. He was like the most over thing in wrestling for the longest time. New Japan didn't want to let him go.
The rumor was, and I don't know how much this was actually a rumor, it might have been actually confirmed. So when they did that New Japan Ring of Honor show at Madison Square Garden, that was the year AEW was announced in 2019. And the rumor was that was going to be Kenny holding the title, defending the title against Okada in the main event of Madison Square Garden. Had they stayed. And apparently, they actually told New Japan, we will stay. We will still work. Apparently, Kenny was like, I could still do it. He's like, just because we're announcing AEW doesn't mean I won't do it. Tony Khan had given him the approval, everything. But New Japan didn't want it. They're like, no thanks.
Because they were probably going to put Kenny over. Like, we don't want to.
No, they were going to give the belt to Okada.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
So Kenny dropped it to Tanahashi. Tanahashi dropped it to Jay White the following month, and then Jay White dropped it to Okada at Madison Square Garden.
Damn. That's crazy. Dude, I'm telling you.
You guys see it? Anybody from New Japan going to AEW or no?
Nah.
Dude, with the Forbidden Door, I don't see people leaving New Japan to go there.
Yeah.
I
see them showing up.
Right. Especially with now that Japan has actually announced that people from the UK can come in without any quarantine as long as I think you're vaccinated and boosted. I think what they said. I could be wrong on that second part. I'm not sure, but I know they're adjusting their quarantine. So there's certain places that if you can come in and you don't have to do the 2-week quarantine. So that's why guys like Will Ospreay. That's why he wasn't around for so long. That's why he was in the States. And he got hurt. But Jay White, he's been in the States. That's one of the big reasons. I also think his fiance or wife or whoever she is lives here. Jay White, that is. I think that's why he's in the States too. But
yeah, because
he wasn't at Wrestle Kingdom.
Well, but I still think Jay White, like, he's one of those New Japan, like, lifers. I can't see him leaving New Japan anytime soon. Especially
Oh, I
not for
could.
AEW. You could?
Oh yeah, I could see him going to a WWE or AEW, only because I think his wife lives here in the country, in the U.S.
I couldn't see WWE picking him up, though.
Oh, there was a lot of talk with him in NXT a while back,
Yeah, at
a year
NXT.
or two ago. Oh well,
Yeah,
this was when Triple H was in charge. Yeah,
yeah, Triple
they
H would pick
wanted
him
Jay
up.
White.
But, like, now, I couldn't see them picking him up. I couldn't see them
I
giving him
still
a
do.
chance. Yeah.
I still do. He can cut a promo. He's that good. Yeah.
I mean, he is that good, but, like, I don't know, man. WWE's going back to the land of giants.
Jay White's
That
not
is true.
small.
He's not small,
He's
but
smaller than some, but he's not small.
he's not huge. Like, you know what? Yeah, they probably would push him because he's about Edge's size, right?
I would say he's probably about the size of Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
say
he's
so.
probably
Maybe a
about
little
this.
thicker.
Yeah, he is probably beefier than Seth now. Seth a couple years ago probably had some mass on him, but Seth's lost a lot of weight. I could give you that. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't want Jay White to leave New Japan. I think he's kind of good where he's at. I like his work over there. That's just me though. Hello? Do we get disconnected?
Oh no. Oh, did he?
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, you're there? Oh, okay.
Nope.
Well,
You guys- Okay.
we should probably call it there. It sounds like Ryan Stone's having some technical difficulties.
A little bit.
So,
I'm good though. I'm good now.
Okay. Well, we are at the time limit right now.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
so we'll do some quick shout outs. Make sure you follow everybody at. Go ahead, Dave.
Follow me on my Twitter, my Twitch. It is the same, JUSX Dave, and trying to get back to streaming, but I'll be there soon.
Right on. And you, Ryan?
You can find me at Ryan Stone SD. Come say hi. I'm not active on Twitter enough, but I will interact if people talk to me.
Right? Like you tweet like once a year.
I tweet things and it doesn't go anywhere, so
Right.
my 600 followers don't care.
I mean, that's nice. I think that's more than me. So there you go.
That's more than me too. I only
Right.
have like 200, I think.
Right. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, guys. And oh wait, hold on, I didn't do mine. I am SoCal Honey Badger. You can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitch. It's all usually low caps, one word. So go ahead and look out for me there. But want to thank you guys for coming out to this show today. And
Hey,
I need to
okay,
go
bro.
watch. I need to go watch Dynamite myself.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish the second half now, and I'm excited.
Right. All right. I'll see you guys later.
Nice. See you guys.
Later.